By saying I'm honored to be in the presence of alumni, trustees, faculty, and friends of North Central College. I also want to say thank you to President Hammond for the invitation. He's pretty brave, seeing as though the last speech he saw me give, I was on a football field shouting at 599 students with a javelin in my hand, trying my best to get them riled up. I'll comfort you now. They wouldn't let me bring the javelin on the plane, so I had to leave that at home. So I just want to start this speech really quickly to point out that I'm used to actually teaching English to non-native students. I teach to 200 students every day, and it's usually an hour lesson. So when I was told by Adrian and Jim that I had to be 5 minutes, I freaked out. I was very nervous. And after working really hard with them, I want to say thank you. We came up with something that I'm very proud of, and I look forward to sharing with you. So let's get started. So, my belief, if it goes, I believe in a lot of things. I believe in technology.
I believe in it too.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Hey, it's not there, buddy. Beautiful.
You're hired.
I should have brought the javelin, I'm telling you. He's going to flip for me. We planned for this. Okay, so that is a fingerprint. My belief is that fingerprints are the measure of the amount of impressions and influence we have on this earth. In my time here, I can say I've left my fair share of fingerprints, and a fair share of individuals have left their fingerprints on me. And many of the people that left their fingerprints are in this room. I've traveled the world as a college student. I've jumped over fire on the beaches of Koh Phangan, Thailand. That is me. After writing the speech, I thought to myself it should have been I caught on fire on the beaches of Thailand. I've discussed religion with Tibetan Buddhists at 15,000 feet altitudes in the Himalayas. I've eaten a squid burger from McDonald's in Kyoto, Japan. And I've crossed the street in Hanoi, Vietnam, which is surprisingly scarier than the squid burger. In each case, I was the recipient of indelible fingerprints, and I left a few of my own. One of the most memorable fingerprints left on me occurred in a coffee shop in Pokhara, Nepal. Now, there are three things you need to know about Pokhara, Nepal. Number one, as you can see by the picture, it's one of the most beautiful places on earth. Number two, it is one of the hardest places to get to. I'm talking 4 flights and 1 on an airplane straight out of the Temple of Doom. And then, number 3, it was seemingly the most unlikely place to meet someone else who knew about North Central College. In fact, sitting in a coffee shop, I met 2 individuals who knew about North Central College, one who played basketball in Werner Fieldhouse, and then the other who lives 5 minutes from the Naperville campus. So, I've got to step back a little bit to talk about how I got to North Central. I've talked about my travels a bit, but in spring of 2010, I battled a severe case of ulcerative colitis. As you can see by Skeletor up on the screen, my plans of going to college were pretty bleak. Daily functions were difficult, and I was very ill. And I have to say, I'm incredibly grateful for North Central College, for the North Central College family, for all that happened next. My first experience with North Central College was a fingerprint worthy of noting. It embodies why North Central College has such a brilliant future. Admissions counselor and graduate from the class of 2009, Chris Drennan, handsome guy up on the screen, spent nearly an hour comforting 2 very discouraged parents late one night at a college fair in Indianapolis. After being told by almost every school we passed that accommodations for health-related issues were hard to acquire or involved hours of paperwork, both my parents and I nearly gave up and jumped in the car to head home. Luckily, I was able to use my convincing abilities to get them to go see 2 more schools. And as we hunted for our seemingly disappointing interactions, a red, white, and black table caught my eye with a guy who kind of resembled Captain America, and with more attractive marketing than the Air Force Academy, which is saying something because they had F-22 Raptors on there, and that's pretty cool to an 18-year-old kid. But Chris not only took time to explain the process of North Central College accommodating my health-related issues, but took it upon himself to figure out a personalized plan so that by spring of 2012, I knew that I would have a personal room with the restroom access and full accommodations. That night, my parents and I were able to sleep more soundly than we had in 2 years. The words "Be Central" took on a particular meaning that day, thanks to Chris's fingerprints. There's my parents. I've now been an active student and member of North Central College for the past 40 years. I can reflect on that hour and recognize that people like Chris are a product of North Central College. Staff, faculty, active members, students, and alumni wake up every morning thinking to themselves, how can I make an impression on others? How can I leave my fingerprint? The fingerprints left on me by North Central College have allowed me to earn scholarships that alleviate the financial burden on my parents and I. These scholarships not only help other parents sleep soundly at night, but also allow the students to afford an education at a progressive institution cultivating young minds. And it's also cultivating these young students to go out and leave their fingerprints on the world. The fingerprints left by the faculty and staff have helped guide me and many other students to pursue national academic scholarships, awarded by exceptional alumni to push the boundaries of research and travel the globe. I personally have to mention someone who's had a great effect on my college experience, Brian Hanlon, a North Central College faculty member who holds the Coleman Foundation Professor of Entrepreneurship and Small Business. In the endowed chair, he and other faculty have helped mold me and shape me into the person I am today. Last and most important, all of you have left your fingerprints on the North Central College campus and will continue to leave your fingerprints on North Central College for years to come. Fingerprints that will help fund the new Science Center, which will allow generations of new students to push the boundaries of medical research and ultimately save lives. Fingerprints that help build the new residence hall, currently, creatively, and temporarily, we hope, named New Hall, until a great hero comes along and graciously and financially renames it. That sounds pretty good, President. Awesome. It's a building that will house hundreds of new students for years to come so that they can truly immerse themselves in learning. Now, there are many fingerprints left to be made on the campus and many fingerprints left to be made on students. I recognize that it takes action to make these fingerprints. The Brilliant Future campaign was created with the very goal in mind for individuals like you and I to leave our fingerprints on the North Central College campus and students for years to come. Like the campaign, leaving fingerprints has a domino effect that compounds exponentially over time. Driven North Central College students, with your support, will create a world where young kids who are sick can sleep soundly at night knowing there's a cure for their illness. Driven North Central College students will create a world where young kids and parents know that there are college educators and faculty out there who truly care. Driven North Central College students will make all of you proud to have made a difference in the lives of others. Now, as an entrepreneurial-minded person, I recently launched a company 5 months before my North Central College graduation. I'm blessed to use my education to teach English to students from Vietnam all the way to Brazil. And your generosity has enabled me to receive a North Central College education and start a business. And let that sink in, start a business. I'm pretty excited about that. I have every intention of giving back to North Central College. You've all inspired me to do so. And I recognize that North Central College's brilliant future is my brilliant future. I personally am incredibly passionate and proud of this campaign. I'm proud of the fingerprints I've left behind. I'm proud of the fingerprints that I wear from you and the fingerprints I will have the opportunity to leave as a result of my experience at North Central College. So now the question remains, how will you leave your fingerprints? Thank you all. You've done so much for this campus. You've done so much for everybody in this room. It's truly an honor to speak in front of you tonight. And remember, that there are plenty of fingerprints left to be made and plenty of students left to leave your impression upon.